I'm Catherine from Velisha Farms, and I hope I can teach you a little bit today about vegetables and my farms. So I'm the Managing Director of Velisha Farms, which means I don't really do much in the soil here, unfortunately. I really just boss around people, and I love it, and hopefully they don't mind it too much either. So here I am setting some beautiful iceberg lettuce, but other things we grow are kale, broccoli, cauliflowers, zucchini, and we love growing them all. And also spring onions, the onion that doesn't make you cry. So the best thing I love about my job is all the people I get to talk to and all the different vegetables I get to sell. I think the biggest challenge around farming and being in a vegetable business is the weather and sometimes the customers. But the weather makes things really hard. It's unpredictable, and the way you want things to go, sometimes it doesn't, which can make growing a little bit hard. It also can sometimes make it a little bit hard to work out in the fields. So the people that do that, I have tremendous respect for them, and so should you. It's a hard job, but it's a very rewarding job. So anytime it's really hot or raining cold, think of us in the farm, because we're still working trying to bring the vegetables to you. So this beautiful iceberg here didn't just get here by accident. So we had to grow little seeds and turn them into plants. So we plant into the soil here as plants and not seeds because it gives them a greater chance to grow. Now these are about 3 to 4 weeks old. So in about 6 weeks, these will be ready to cut and they'll be on your shelf, beautiful round iceberg lettuce. Now, things that could happen to these during that time that might affect them is if it gets too hot, if there was some hail. So lettuce is really easy to grow, but it's really hard to grow. When I say that, it's easy because it'll grow, but to make it perfect and to make it the way we like it when we buy it in stores, takes a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. So here I am in a beautiful spring onion field. Unfortunately, I'm not. Our spring onions are grown in Caldermead, not Werribee South. We haven't been able to get there this week. We've been too busy, unfortunately. Caldermead is on the way to Phillip Island, think Cranbourne. Now I want you to also think of dark black soils, volcanic soils, very different to the soils we have here in Werribee South. Now we grow spring onions there because we need a sandier soil. A sandier soil so we can pull them out of the ground. See, with these little baby roots. Now the spring onions are pulled out by hand, they're washed and then they're bunched. When you go into the shop, spring onions sometimes have little white dots on them. And I'm not sure if you can see these ones or not, but these have some white dots on them. Now those white dots is hail marks. Now you can imagine being a farmer, how difficult it is to stop hail. You can't. So when hail happens, it's a spring onions farmer's worst nightmare. It can keep you up at night because what happens is the hail hits the leaves and they all bruise and they get these little white marks. And if there's too many white marks, sometimes you guys at home don't like them and don't want to buy them. So we can't sell them. So now that you know that they are just little hail marks, maybe you can reconsider, and when you do see a bunch with marks on them, you grab them with even more heart than you did before because you know that this spring onion and the farmer has had to go through a lot to get this bunch of spring onions to you. Broccoli and collie I like to call brother and sister. And the reason that they're so similar, they're similar in how they're grown, they're similar in how they're harvested, they're similar in also their health properties and how we cook them and eat them. They are brother and sister because they're from the same family, brassicas. Now brassicas are some of the healthiest vegetables there are out there. And luckily for us, they've become so popular again. They went out of fashion there for a little while where things that were maybe like a green bean and things maybe a little bit easier or perceived easier to cook took the mantle. But rightfully so, broccoli and collies are back in number 1 and 2 place. So what makes a beautiful collie, and you can see the one I have here is really quite beautiful. It's, you know, you're looking for something that's the curds are very tight. That means it's grown at the right rate. It's been fed enough. So it hasn't been rushed or stressed. It hasn't been rushed or stressed. And that gives it the most nutrients and it also makes it look as pretty as possible. So we've got a beautiful white cauliflower here. Now it's so white because the growing conditions have been perfect, but sometimes you see a little bit of yellow on a cauliflower and that doesn't mean anything. It's just really from the sun. So in summer, when you're at the pool or out at the beach, what we actually do, because we love our cauliflowers so much and we love you and we know you prefer white ones, is we come along here and we break the leaves on the collies to make sure they have little sun hats so they keep as white as possible. Now, like I said, the colour really doesn't have a great bearing on it, and it's more about visual appearance. But a beautiful white collie is a thing of beauty, so we do try our best to make sure we get that to you on store. So every day, someone is planting vegetables somewhere on one of our farms. They're cutting vegetables to be ready to come into our shed. They're packing vegetables, being ready to put into crates. And then those crates are coming to you in a truck to go to the supermarkets or the fruit shops. So then when you wake up the next day, you can eat our fresh vegetables. Being a farmer or being a person who works in a farm or in a vegetable business, no day's ever the same. So the reason for that is we always have different types of orders, we have different vegetables coming in, so there's a lot of variety. But what also we do at Velisha Farms is we have a thing called veg education, and that lets school groups come to us and the facility, and they spend a few hours with us learning about all the vegetables we grow, learning about how they get to the supermarket. So it's so much fun. We play games, we look at the different vegetables, and we talk about so many things. So that adds a lot of excitement to our days, and we just love having people like you coming to our farm. I really hope you've enjoyed spending some time with us on the farm here at Velisha Farms. I've really loved talking to you all, and I hope to see you one day face to face so we can have more fun together.